Good morning, students. This is the third video of the chapter, Why do we need a parliament? And in this video, we are going to discuss about government. In last video, we ended with the coalition government, and here we will extend the different types of government. We will try to discuss about the types of government in great detail. We all know that when a particular political party is going to get majority, that particular party will form the government, and that government is termed as majority government. Like today, BJP is in power, and BJP got the maximum votes in the election, in the last election. So it is able to form the majority government. So basically, the government which is present today in India, it is the majority government, and it is going to represent itself with full enthusiasm in the parliament. And of course, the opposition is here very weak. Why? Because maximum seats have been gained by the BJP. So here the other opposition members are not feeling much energy to stop the activities of the government. But again, there are certain norms, there are certain customs which are going to check the activities of the government. Apart from that, the coalition government. If any political party is not going to get majority, or if the situation will establish in such a way that no political party is going to earn the maximum votes of the public, then in that case, different political parties will come together and they will form a coalition government. So basically, coalition government is nothing but the different groups of government. I mean to say, different groups will come together or they will form the government. In other words, it is the alliance of different political parties. Like you may have heard about the NDA, National Democratic Alliance. It was the coalition party of BJP and its alliance. Similarly, UPA was the United Progressive Alliance of the Congress Party and its allies, its friends. So coalition government can be formed like this. So what are the benefits and what are the demerits? The two things are there. If the coalition government will be formed, both plus and minus is there. I mean to say, advantage is also associated and disadvantage is also there with the coalition government. So first we will try to discuss about the coalition government, and then after we will discuss about the present government that is in majority. Now, coalition government. As I told you, it is nothing but the alliance of different political parties to gain the power to run the governance of the country. So here, when the coalition government will be formed, what is the positive point? The positive point is here that at least the government will be formed and re-election will not happen. I mean to say, the chances of re-election will be over. Why? Because here coalition government is here. Now we have to understand here. We'll have to understand here that coalition government is having some positive points also. Got it? So it is having some positive points also. Second thing, it is going to give the opportunities for weak parties also to come in power, because now coalition government will add the other weak parties with it. Got it? So that is the advantage of coalition government. Now what is the disadvantage? Disadvantage is that it is unstable form of government. It is not the stable form of government, it is the unstable form of government. Why? Because every time different political parties will come together and every political party will try to pull the leg of each other. So basically, government is not going to function in such a way. So this is how we can tell that the coalition government is basically a weak government, or it is not very stable government. So that is the biggest disadvantage of coalition government. What is the another disadvantage? Another disadvantage is there that different political ideologies are coming together. So here the government that is going to be formed, it is not able to reflect a particular ideology. So here also the confusion will be created that which ideology will be reflected in the governance of the country. Which political party's policy will be reflected in the government policy. So this is another hurdle in the coalition government, another problem in the coalition government. So that is why coalition government is not preferable, but it is a compulsion. If no political party will get the majority, in that case only coalition government is going to be formed. And in India, we saw it in the last 10 to 15 years that it was the era of coalition government. So after 90s, the era of coalition government came to India, and we saw in the form of NDA and we saw it in the form of UPA. That is United Progressive Alliance and National Democratic Alliance. Both were the coalition government. Okay, so we discussed both the positive and negative points of the coalition government. Now we are going to discuss about the government In majority, I mean to say the political party which is going to get the majority, and it is going to form the government. So I am talking about the present government. Now, government is majority. The political party which is going to get maximum seats in the parliament through the election will be able to form the government, and that government is termed as government in majority. Now, once the political party is going to get the majority from the members, they will decide that who will be the prime minister, and after that they will decide the distribution of portfolio among themselves. Here the prime minister will be decided, and after that the prime minister in consultation with the other members will decide the members of the council of ministers, and they will distribute the portfolio accordingly. Here one word is written here, that is council of ministers. So here I have to understand council of ministers, and after that another word is written here, that is cabinet. So we need to understand what is council of minister and what is cabinet. So basically, when the government will be formed, prime minister and the other ministers, all the other ministers, like state minister, like the cabinet minister, like the other independent minister, they all will come together and they will form the council of ministers. So basically, all the ministers, including prime minister, will be termed as council of ministers. So total number is 60 to 80. It may vary between 60 to 80. So total government will consist of 80 members, not more than that, because some restrictions was imposed on this number. There was a time when the jumbo government was formed. The number of members in the government were very more. I mean to say, they were more in numbers. More numbers were added in the government. So that is why finally it was decided that there will be restriction on the members or numbers of people who are going to form the part of the government. So total 60 to 80 members are termed as council of ministers. But generally, whenever the decision is going to take place by the government, or if the prime minister thinks that it is the suitable time to take the decision regarding any particular policy, regarding any particular circumstances, then generally he is going to call the meeting of cabinet, not the council of ministers. Then what is cabinet? So basically, the most important members of the council of ministers, I mean to say, out of 80 members, 10 or 15 members are called the member of cabinet. So cabinet is a small type of council of ministers, and that is called every time by the prime minister to take the decision. Generally, you may have seen that cabinet meeting is called by the prime minister at his house or at his office. So basically, out of 80 council of ministers, 15 members, those who are having some very important portfolios, some very important departments, they are called by the prime minister at their house or at their office to take the decision. So this is very important about the cabinet. And in the cabinet decision only, the decision is going to take place regarding the, like suppose today we are living in the corona era. So basically, when the lockdown was imposed, that decision was taken in the cabinet meeting. What will be the extension of lockdown? It was also decided in the cabinet meeting. So in the cabinet meeting only, all the important portfolio members are present, and they are going to take important decision with consultation of the PM, Prime Minister. So here role of cabinet is very important. So actually the cabinet is going to run the country. So our country is basically governed by the cabinet members. So we saw that basically the government that is in power will consist of several members, and they are going to run the entire country, entire governance of the country. So that is why role of government is very important. And initially we started our discussion with the different forms of government, and I told you that Constitution has granted power to different organs of the government, like executive is there, legislative is there. So we started our discussion with the legislative body, and executive is associated with the legislative. In India, what is the most striking feature is that the executive is the part of legislative body. It means that within the parliamentary system we will find the presence of executive. So that is the unique concept about India. But in other countries like America, the legislative body is separated from executive body. So both are separated. But in India, it is mixed. So from the members of the legislative body, we can find the executive members. So basically, the executive members are going to be reflected in the form of government. So government, the real government that we are talking about, like our today Prime Minister is Mr. Modi. So if we are talking about Mr. Modi and his cabinet, so we are discussing about the executive part of the government. So this is all about the government. Thank you.